Hi friends! So today I am going to be talking about a little bit of a different topic than my usual sit-down videos, but today I'm going to be talking about if it fits your macros, or IIFYM. I never say it out loud like that, but I'm sure if you're, even interested in fitness, you have heard of If It Fits Your Macros. But today I wanted to make a video just kind of about my personal experience with If It Fits Your Macros, some like tips and tricks, just kind of talking a little bit about it. I'm by no means a professional. This is just kind of my take on it, and some information that I've learned along the way. So I thought I'd pass it on to you guys. So if you would like to see that, please stick around. So I first discovered If It Fits Your Macros probably, gosh, it's been maybe 3 or 4 years now. Man, that's crazy. I think it's been 3 years. So this was I feel like pretty early on in when If It Fits Your Macros, took off. For those of you who don't know what it is, so basically your macros are your fats, carbs, and proteins. And the concept behind If It Fits Your Macros is that rather than just counting calories, because obviously you are counting calories if you're counting your macros, because fats have 9 calories per gram of fat, carbs have 4 calories per gram of carbs. I forgot which one I was talking about. And then protein has 4 as well, 4 calories per gram of protein. So you are in a way counting your calories as well. But rather than just counting calories, saying I'm going to have my 1200 calories, which was kind of an outdated dieting recommendation, was 1200 calories for a woman, whatever the case may be. So rather than I'm just going to have these calories and just eat whatever foods within that, If It Fits Your Macros brings that to, we're going to have the right balance of macronutrients for my body, as well as, of course, you're considering micronutrients, vitamins and things like that you want to get into your body as well. But the idea behind it is that, like I said, number one, you're getting that balance that's right for your body, for your goals, etc. But it also is flexible dieting, so it allows you to be able to fit in those treats within your everyday diet, rather than making it like either a forbidden food or something that you like just have a cheat day with. So, for example, like I love Skinny Cows, and I could easily fit one of those into my, quote-unquote diet whenever I wanted, because I just needed to make sure that I had the right amount of carbs, etc. for it. Of course, you don't want to fill your day with just a bunch of random foods that somehow tweaked and you got all your macros in. Again, you want to consider, nutritional value of your food. But that's kind of the premise behind it. And so a lot of people like it because, like I said, it allows you to be flexible and not to restrict yourself. So I started doing If It Fits Your Macros because I was just kind of tired of the regular dieting. Like I said, the 1200 calories, it just wasn't working for me. So I was just tired of trying to eat as little as possible and getting 0 results, is basically how I felt. I felt like I was just starving myself and getting nowhere. So I found this idea through Instagram, I think, and I went ahead and started. And what I did, because I was on such low calories, is that I slowly increased my calories like weekly, as well as, like I said, counting my macros. And for someone who didn't eat like a lot of protein on a regular basis and all of that, it was a pretty big shift. But I am also someone who loves numbers and like being able to, squeeze things in here and there and just like play with those numbers. So it was kind of fun for me at first. And since then, I was able to like increase my calories by a ton. Like I said, I was probably eating 1200 calories when I first started, if that. And, I was never one of those people that got into like 2,300 calories just because my body, you know, from years of dieting, like I was talking about, my body just doesn't do that. But you know, I got into like 1,900, some days I think 2,000. So, you know, it was a big deal for me. So, kind of my tips on how to start with this, because a lot of people come to these videos because they are kind of clueless as to how do I even do this. For me, I just did a lot of research, looking at other people's Instagrams, looking at stuff online, and I was able to kind of just figure it out. I have had coaches, like where you pay for them to give you your macronutrient breakdown based off of your goals, etc., and then they'll tweak it every week based off of your results and whatnot. And I did find that helpful, but I definitely don't think it's necessary. I think part of the appeal of like wanting a coach is that you somehow think that these like magical results are going to happen because of a coach, and I think it's not really that. I think you can just as easily tweak your own macros. So my recommendations would be just to do some research. Like I said, look at, you know, how other people started to do this, and then go find a calculator, just one of the basic ones online. You can go to ifitfitsyourmacros.com and just look at their calculator, put in your information, just to get like kind of a base idea, because if you've never done this before, you're going to have no idea where to start. So if you can get a base idea of where to start, it'll make it much easier, you know, just because you'll have that baseline. So I think when I started, I didn't use a calculator. I just kind of went with, I think it was like a 50-25-25, just like a really basic, like not complicated whatsoever. And like I said, because I was someone who wasn't used to eating a lot of protein and things, I wanted to not make it like this crazy shift of going, you know, from eating a lot of carbs to eating like, you know, 25% carbs and, you know, 35% protein. So what I would do then is start with something pretty simple, like I said, and then just slowly tweak it. I found that I would give it like a week each time to see how my body reacted to it, and then I would tweak it slowly from there. What works for you is not going to be the same as what works for this person and this person and this person and this person. Everyone is going to have different effects. So there are some people that will be able to eat a ton of calories, a ton of carbs, sorry, and get amazing results. And then there may be this person over here who doesn't do well on high calories, or high carbs, I keep saying calories, high carbs, and they'll need to do a lower carb, you know, higher protein or higher fat, whatever the case may be. It really depends, and that's why people always say, like, my macros aren't your macros. It's not that your macros may not be similar, it's just that there are people that have very like strong effects to certain breakdowns. For me, I didn't have any crazy effects to having a certain breakdown of, you know, like too many carbs or whatever the case may be, but it did, you know, you want to tweak those numbers a little bit and see what works best for what goals you have in mind. So that's kind of my tips on how to start as far as like figuring out what are my macros. From there, you know, and there's lots of videos online about, you know, exactly what they recommend, like 1 gram of protein for every pound you weigh, you know, that sort of thing. So I find that the calculator is the easiest because it's not too extreme, and you can kind of, again, be able to tweak it and play with it a little bit. From there, my biggest recommendation, like anyone else recommends, is to plan things out. And this is where people may have a hard time sticking with if it fits your macros, and it's because the easiest way to be able to hit your goals is to, at the beginning of the day or like the night before, be able to plug everything into, I use MyFitnessPal. There's different things you can use to plug in your plug in your foods to figure out your macros. But personally, I use MyFitnessPal, and so I would plug everything in the night before or the morning of, because this way it ensures that you don't finish the day and still have, you know, 100 grams of protein, 2 grams of fats, and like 10 grams of carbs, because that's going to be very difficult to meet. So that's my only recommendation as far as that goes, is to plan ahead. And so that, like I said, that's where it can be kind of hard for people to stick with it. But I think that with any sort of diet, that is part of it, is planning ahead. You know, you don't, if you're on, I can't think of the name, Weight Watchers, you know, you don't go and just like willy-nilly every single meal, because then you're going to run out of points by the end of the day. So it's just the same sort of concept. Or, you know, again with calories, it's not like you're just going to go crazy at the beginning of the day. You're going to kind of plan out like, well, I'm going to have a smaller breakfast, or, you know, because we're having this bigger lunch, and, you know, whatever the case may be. So I think that's just kind of a part of any sort of, again, quote-unquote diet. But for me, I feel like It Fits Your Macros is a more long-term solution, because like I said, it doesn't give you those crazy restrictions. You have a lot more flexibility to be able to fit in the foods that you like, and also still have those healthy, nutrient-dense foods. Alright, I think that's really all that I have to say. If you guys would like to see more videos about this in the future, if you have any particular questions about my personal experience, I just kind of wanted to give a broad overview today. But if you do have any other questions, I've made vlogs in the past where I've showed like my you know, foods that I ate in a day while I was counting macros, and just talking more about it casually, like throughout my vlogs. But if you do have any questions about anything in particular, or would like me to dive into anything like fitness related or food related, whatever the case may be, I would love to do that. So I think that's going to be it for today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos in the future. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!